Hello friends, Aston here. So in today's project, I'm going to show you how to generate a maze like this in Google Sheets. Okay, so here we have a menu called maze, and we have a function here to create a maze like this. So if I click this function, it's going to rebuild this form. Not this form, rebuild this maze here, as you can see. All right, so right now the maze is done. It's not perfect, but if I say this is the start or this is the entry point, and this is the end or our exit, so we can like a maze here. So I can find a way out like this. So here. All right, so this is the way out. So this is basically a maze generated with algorithm here. So I'm using this algorithm to generate this maze in Google Sheet because they're basically cell-based. So it's going to be very easy because in Google Sheets we have cell structure like this. So we can basically handle them like this. So this gray color, the cells in gray color, they're basically walls, and this red color, they're just the maze or our path we can use. So we can pick a different color, and we can generate a maze like this very easily. And about the algorithm here, you can check this video, and you also can check this explanation here for this algorithm. But I'm also going to demonstrate this algorithm later in this video so you can follow, and I'm going to explain this a little bit to you so you can build your own maze in Google Sheet like this. And I also added a settings tab here so you can basically customize this maze a little bit. So what if right now here I have 12 rows and 30 columns. So this is the rows we have here for this maze, 12 rows, not including this border. Okay, so here we have an outline wall in gray. So this is like the 12, 3 to 14, right? This is the 12 rows and columns. So this is the columns we have here from this color, red cell to AF. So this is about the 30 columns. So we can change it to like 10 by 10 or something like that. About the size, let's change it to 21 or 20. So this is background color, you can change it. And this is next color, so this is a temporary color. We will use it later. I will show you when we are trying to we are trying to figure out how the algorithm help us to generate this maze. Just a temporary color we're using. And star row and star column. So this is the star row and star column. So if you want to put it in C3, so you need to change it to 3, something like that. And refresh per cell. So if we want to see an animation, like at the beginning of the video, so you can change it to a small number. If I change it to 10, it's going to generate very quickly. And this is very useful if you have a lot of maze, because here we can generate a matrix here. So if I want to generate a matrix with 3 rows and maybe 6 columns, so this is 18 mazes. And so this is a color for the maze. So here is called a matrix color, because here we can do a random color if we want. So if I now create this maze, what we can get here, we have this created very quickly. So 10 by 10, and we have 3 rows and 6 columns. So that's a matrix with all of these mazes. You can see here the color is different, and the shape or this layout is a little bit different because they're generated randomly. So every maze is a little bit different, I have to say. I don't think they're exactly the same, but they are basically the maze. So you can define a start and the end, so you can try to find a path like this. So like this one, if I zoom in, maybe for this one, let's say this is the start and this is the end. So we start from here and we go down and we then go to this direction. I'm sorry, what I did. Start here, here. So this is the way. And this is the path. So we also can build a script to solve this maze. And we also have some algorithm here to help you to solve some, I think it's called maze solving algorithm. So I think we have multiple algorithms to solve this kind of problem. So this is kind of fun. If you like, you can build something like that. So you generate a maze and you create another function to solve this maze. So you can find a path to get out of this maze, something like that. So this is kind of help you to understand the algorithm and help you to basically practice your coding skills. Okay, so this is about the maze here. And what I'm doing here, I'm trying to, so basically you can do a configuration here and generate the maze in the Google Sheet like this. So if you want to use this tool, you just need to make a copy of it to use it. And next part of this video, I'm going to show you the algorithm, okay? And I'm going to explain this with the code. And let me change this to the original. I think this should be rows is like, I don't remember the numbers. I think it's 12 and 30. This is 50, and I only have one single. Let's change this to 5 and remove this random so we can have a red color. So let's try to create this single maze in the. Okay, so I think that's it. This is the maze I'd like to use to show you the algorithm with the code. Okay, so here this is our code, and I'd like to do some change here. In this class maze class, we have a function called build. Okay, so what I'm doing here, I'm trying to flash this spreadsheet every time, so we can see the result every time. And I'd like to set a stop point here, so we can stop here. And I also want to refresh or flush our spreadsheet here. And I'd like to update this maze here before I flush the spreadsheet. And I'd like to comment this line of code because we already updated the maze here and I don't need to update again. All right, so select the function here, create maze, and let's go into debug mode. So we will see step by step. Okay, so this is a debugging tool. So right now, so this is an initial stage. So this is the first step. Like this is the first cell. We select it from this gray background, a gray. So let's say this gray is just a wall. Okay, we pick a random cell. So as this time is it picked this cell in R9, right? And if I check the code here, in the code, so okay, so this is too small. So we pick the start cell, and we pick the start cell here, and we're going to loop through it. Debug. So we are going to. So this is start cell. So because I clicked on the debug, so it's going to rerun the script again. And if I go to resume, so this is the first one, and this is the first one, and this is the second one. If you can check these blue cells, they're basically next cells. So basically they are next colors. They're in blue because we are applying next color to these cells. And for all of these cells, they're they only have one. So let's say this is a block, and as you can see, we only have one. So we have 4 edges, and only one edge is next to a red cell, so which is in the maze. So this is the same case. This is the same case. This is the same case. We only have one, and for rest of the cells in this grid, they're in gray. Okay, for rest of them they're in gray because there is no edge of this cell which is next to these red cells here, as you can see. So if I go to step 3, so it's picked picked this one as step 3. So now these blue cells are basically recalculated. And next step, so this one was selected, and the blue cells are recalculated. So the end of the loop, so when there is no more blue cells, the script will going to end, because in our while loop here, we are checking the length of the walls. Okay, so this blue is like the walls we're using here. So we just keep doing this, and the force, I think, could be, so this is a force. So the next one could be this one, 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 this one. So we select it randomly from all of these 5. So we'll see the result. So if I go to next one, so it seems like this one was selected. So this was blue, right? Blue 5, right? And this is a blue one, but this, we have 2 edges. This one have 2 edges. So this is a red, this is red. So this is why it's not blue anymore. So it's got removed from the blue color, and these 5. So right now there are 6. So all of this blue, there are 6. And the next round, I'm going to select a blue cell from the 6. Okay, it could be any of these blue cells. So that's why it's looks something. So if I go to next, it's not picked. Okay, so this is 6, and all of 6 should be 7. So this should be 7, 7, 7, 7. So it's just keep doing this until there is no blue cells can be selected from. So that's the end of the process. So let me, not sure if I can. Let's stop it and try to run it again. So you will see animation here. As you can see, the blue cells are changing and the red cells, they are changing, and keep doing this until there is no blue cells and our maze is generated. So right now it's very slow. It's because we are refresh our spreadsheet every time in the loop. Okay, because we are still in our debug code here to show you the algorithm here, to help you to understand the algorithm here, how to generate something like this. Okay. But if you have a lot of cells, so this is not a good idea, because if you have a lot of cells, and it's going to over the limit of 6 minutes, I think, because if you have a lot of cells. So let's stop here, and I'd like to get rid of this line of code. Maybe I'd like to keep it here so you can try it. I'd like to uncomment this line of code. So if you want to see something like this, step by step, you can uncomment this line of code, and you just go to debug mode and you will see it step by step. Okay. So that's something you can use for the debug tool in the script. And if we want to see something very crazy, so I haven't tested, but let's say I have 100 rows and 100 columns, and the width cells, let's say the size, let's say is 2. So this is very small grid. I'm not sure if this is going to do. Let me cancel it for now. Cells, let's say this is 10, or increase a little bit. Create. Okay, so this this is too small. Let's say this is 4 rows. Let's say this is 1. Let's say this is 200, and so this is 50 per cell. So it's going to increase the speed of the animation. Okay, so this is a little bit, because we have about, so this is about how many? Let's do a calculation here, 100. So 20,000 cells to be created. So that's why it's not very quick, because every time we do a refresh, we're going to do the calculate. I'm going to do the check for all of these cells, and so basically the more columns you have here, you're going to need more time to do it. Maybe let's change this to 1,000 or 500. Let's change this to 8 columns. Let's say this is about 100 and this is about 60. Just decrease the cells a little bit so we can see the result a little bit quicker. I'm not sure if I think the Chrome, maybe the memory it took too much memory for all of these actions. It seems like my browser, as you can see here, so this is not a good idea. I think it's a memory issue because we have too many cells. So I'm going to cancel it. Not a good idea. Anyway, so it's still generating these cells. Okay, so this is like a project only for fun. So you can basically trying to use the script to do something like this, and you need to find the algorithm here. So this is not only the only one algorithm you can use. You can use other algorithm to generate a different maze like this. So let me check if this is done. So it's still working on the maze. Okay, so I think that's it for this video. So let me know if you have any questions or issues. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
But all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays.